there. So can get the details of the, of our meeting here. He'll be
Sure.
on, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and probably in 1 minute he'll be here. But be
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So you've been busy.
Yeah, we're really busy. It's great. I mean, we're growing, it's just been crazy. I'm onboarding a bunch of new people. I've got another person coming in from San Francisco tomorrow that we're onboarding. So
Work
yeah.
in New York, to work in New York.
No, she's going to work on the West Coast for
I
us.
see, I
So
see.
she'll do San Francisco. She used to work for us. I used to be the managing director at Taiping here
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
yes.
There
So
you
I ran their US business. And I was their global business development director.
go.
So
I
she
see.
used to work with us, so we're going to bring her on.
I see.
Yeah.
So she has familiarity. Hi,
Yes.
this is Peter Bridges.
Hey, Peter.
Um, anyway, so he was just telling me about his trials and what he's doing now with his own onboarding for new staff, new people working with you,
Yeah.
and one in San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah. And just, yeah, we had another person start week before or something. So yeah, we've got a few, and we're adding some more. So it's yeah, we're busy. We're growing. We're going into a lot of different sectors, which is why this has kind of come up about the sustainability, because we do a lot with Gensler. They're probably our largest client.
Right.
And and I know over the next couple of years, it's this is going to be important to have. I'd rather just get on it now and see what we have and what we need to do, to kind of shape it a little bit more.
I think our list of questions kind of gave you an idea of where you might need to go, and
Right.
we need to talk about that. Well, you know what, I assumed you were using New Zealand wool.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Yeah, the majority of what we do is handmade, right? So we do a lot of machine made stuff, but really what we control, who we work with, is really handmade. It's hand tufted, which we do in China and Nepal mostly, but we also do it in Portugal and Peru and other areas. But those are our two main places.
uh-huh.
And that's where we use the New Zealand wool and the PET yarn that we're going to be coming out with, the Mon Silk that I had mentioned.
Right.
Also we do quite a bit in India as well with we use mostly New Zealand wool there, and we are actually doing a lot for hotels with PET fiber as well, because a lot of the warm weather climate hotels now don't want the mold and mildew that will collect with wool, so we've been using PET. Yeah, there's there's a lot of things flying around. There's the PET, there's poly, there's solution dyed acrylic, solution dyed polypropylene. There's so many different fibers,
Right.
that we work with. We work with silk, we work with natural fibers. So it's really all over the board. But if you really honed in, it's really mostly wool is the main thing. And then, like I said, we're gonna produce this next fiber next year.
That's what you were talking about with the Thailand.
Yeah. Yes. That's the mill in Thailand.
On silk.
Yes. So that's a recycled plastic bottles. I sent you some info on it.
Mm-hmm.
That
is that's terrific.
Yeah.
That's a great story right there.
Yeah. The main thing we've been being asked for over the years is really just the VOC tests. And we both our knotted mills in Nepal, India, and our hand tufted mills in China and Thailand, we've all passed those tests. And as I mentioned, we use the Cal 1350 or 1350, 1325. Sorry, can't remember now. I think it's 1325. I got to remember and give that info to you. But that's really what we use, because we've been asked to get for LEED certification. That's been what we use. I know they tried to get us one of our first jobs to do the Green Label Plus. It was at the tail end of a job, they wanted us to do it, but it was going to cost us like $10,000 to do that Green Label Plus,
Oh, really? Yeah.
certification. Yeah. So I've just figured out another way to do it without having to do that.
Mm.
And as I mentioned, the test that we do is much more stringent. It actually checks more boxes than the one that the Green Label Plus does,
Oh, interesting.
because it's the California standard for air quality, which is the highest. So
Right. Do you have that data?
yes, I do. Oh, I can send it to you.
Yeah. Might be helpful. Okay, so your maintenance of your products, you're suggesting you just vacuum.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have some cleaning, spot cleaning, but we really we leave that to the professional cleaners.
Mm.
You know, with
Yeah.
that. And if that's what you mean by maintenance, cleaning, or is it something else? You know, that's why I was a little like,
Well, it depends on, I mean, you sell mostly to high-end places like
right.
hotels.
Yeah, the bulk of our business right now is high-end residential designers. Commercial has become second. So I'd say about 60% is high-end residential, and then it's about 30 in commercial, and then about 20 hospitality. That's all going to shift now that hospitality is picking back up since COVID. I'm sure it'll probably be at least a 50-50 split between everything, and then hospitality and commercial will probably be about 25 each. And we're going to continue to grow those sectors.
Yeah. Commercial, okay. Um, okay. So you don't really have a cradle to grave story
No, no.
in terms of how you manufacture and what happens when it gets old and rotted or whatever happens to your carpet. How does
No.
your carpet become old and what happens to it?
Oh, mold, did you say?
Yeah, mold, yeah.
Oh, that just if there's too much moisture in the air.
Ah,
So like a lot of the hotels like in Hawaii or the Caribbean, they don't they're moving away from in certain areas for the
Yes.
rooms carpets, they're moving away from that.
wool, the wool.
Well, yeah.
I see. You were going to ask a question, Pete?
Yeah, the Cal 1350, that's the California test. You've been doing the stringent.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, okay, in terms of this, figuring it out, what, how you maintain your sustainability throughout from manufacturing to the end use,
Right.
we've got to kind of have to come up with something to talk about and make it seem like you are concerned, or sustainability is an important thing that you think about and how you do it. And okay, yeah, I had heard that your product was expensive and goes to high-end areas.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got to figure out those parts. So how do you think, how do you intend to use this information, the sustainability? Are you going to insert it on your website?
We could, or it could be more of a talking document for when certain clients are going to ask us about it.
Mhm.
That's the way we're thinking about it to start, because I know it's not going to be that robust, but to just have whatever we have for now, and then to, like you're saying, to build on, or implying, we're going to have to build on top of that about what we want to do. I think the idea was like, okay, what have we got? What can we start with? And then what do we need to do to develop something that would fit? I mean, cradle to grave is a tough one for us, but like, I'm not sure, like, how did somebody like RD Weiss, who buys products from other people, where Sherry's from, how do they really even do, that's where I was like, what do they even do? Because they don't even.
It's a different thing. You're a manufacturer,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Randy's, I mean, he does have, some recycling and that kind of thing, this reclamation, but it's all different depending on the manufacturer and the product.
Sure. Like I work with a lot of those people too, like
Yeah.
Two Blooms with Bloomsburg, they do recycled, nylon and things like that. But I don't put that in like, I mean, as a main thing for what we do.
Yeah. So it's kind of all over, a little bit all over, it sounds like. So
Yeah.
that's what we have to pull together. Having your data would be good. Yeah. So I mean, so you want a document that you can have, not necessarily for your website, maybe eventually, but just a document that you can hand out. This is our sustainable story.
Right. Exactly.
And then maybe you'll use it on social media as well.
Right. Exactly. It's something like that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And the only other thing, I mean, it's got nothing to do with sustainability, but we do belong to Good Weave, which is where all our mills are checked and tested for hand knotted to make sure we have no child labor,
oh,
so
mhm.
that is part of what we do. So we are child-free labor.
Are you involved with the CRI?
Carpet and Rug Institute? No, we're with Good Weave. Good Weave's a national organization, international organization.
Mhm,
That's what it's geared towards.
I see. Well, okay, we'll look into that. Do you have any information about it?
Yeah,
Any-
I'm going to send you some marketing material.
Okay. I mean, pertaining to what you do with them.
Yeah, all our rugs and samples get certified with the vendors that we use.
I
So,
see. Mhm.
and they each rug is labeled with a Good Weave.
I
Label.
see. Like Good Housekeeping.
Yeah,
approval.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are you a member of StarNet?
No,
Mhm.
I don't know StarNet. And CRI, I know. I know Good Green Label Plus, whatever. Not that interested in the green label. I feel it's a lot of money for whatever they're trying to do. It's more of a
Okay,
marketing thing.
yeah, that would be StarNet as well.
Yeah.
A lot of manufacturers are part of that, but it's the bigger ones, Milliken. And,
Yeah. I know at Taiping we were trying to get different kinds of certification, but they were the owners of the mill. We own the mills.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I don't know if I can ask my mills, like what I guess I could talk to StarNet and see what I should be asking them, or to see. I don't know if any of them are certified with anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good way for somebody to make money, but let's see. So yeah, so when are you trying to get this done by?
Um, just as soon as we can. I mean, I know, we're really about to start ramping up our commercial. We're about to come out with a commercial. We developed about 30 different sample sets that we're going to hit some of the top firms with. So it'd be good to have it doesn't have to go out with our packages, but it'd be something good to have in our back pocket,
Got it.
in the next, I guess, couple months.
Okay, yeah, that's doable. Yeah, and I'd like to get that data you're talking about, from your relationship with
Good Weave,
Good Weave, and then the other thing we were talking about.
the Cal 1350.
Yep.
Yep.
That. Yeah, what the results were.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I can send that. Yep.
Pete, do you have any questions?
I was gonna say we could, it's about sustainability, but there's also the philosophy of wellness
Right.
and well-building.
Right.
So I was wondering if we could put some of that in where it's, your products contribute to the health and happiness of, employees or, the residential sector, where, it's not just recycling but the overall health. That's kind of the new, or
Yeah, it is.
the
It's
new thing, you know,
They don't call it sustainability necessarily. It's about
wellness or well building. There's a whole
well-building.
institution and
That's right.
about this. But we did that with Brandy. So I mean, it's just, you know, to go that route, you know, it's a little more holistic, a little more philosophical.
And more of a well-rounded message too.
Yes,
Because
without
that's
laying out, you know, we recycle and, you know, everybody does that, but it's, yeah, it's more well-rounded and.
yeah, I feel a lot of our clients don't even know what they're asking for either when they're asking for things. You know, that's where, you know, when people are like, "Oh, is it sustainable?" I'm like, "Well, what are you
Right.
looking for? Are you looking for
Right.
offgassing? Are you looking for something, you know, shipped within 500 miles? I mean, what are you looking
Yeah.
for?
Right.
Or the whole greenwashing green thing."
Mhm.
And I do feel it's going to really start to, while it doesn't sit in residential, I feel residential is really just, they don't care as much. I feel like it is going to start to trickle down, because what I am starting to see is for more of the high-end corporate guys, whether it's Goldman Sachs or some bank or whatever, you know, or law firm, they want to be able to take their clients through. They want to say, "Oh, look what we did,
Mhm.
firm we work with, got our leads points. We, whether it's, sorry, lack of a better term, socially conscious, or
Mhm.
something like that, who are working with and things like that." And I think if it's starting there, that's when it's going to start to trickle down, because those people are going to bring it into their homes.
Right.
If that may, that's just the way I feel about it.
Mhm.
I still feel residential is just, if we could just offer them something to, but it's not really where the focus is. It's interesting that nobody's really they don't want to pay more money for it.
Right.
Like, whether it's a textile or, it doesn't matter what it is, people just it's
This
yeah,
confirms their purchase idea is well-founded.
yeah,
Give them another oomph that it's good, even though they're not paying for it.
right.
But yet your product is pretty expensive, isn't it? In comparison,
Yeah, I mean, ours it can be
high end.
pricey. Yeah, I mean, we do represent all those broadloom mills, I just, that's like a secondary thing for, I mean, it's a good chunk of our business, but it's second, it's not really what we push as us. And then, there's stuff from countries all over the world. I wish we did more in the US. We just don't have the manufacturing here. We try and find when we can, but it's just,
I mean, that's a big deal.
yeah. It's, there's some mills we do some work with for more of our high-end real estate corridor work. But there's just limited manufacturing options, outside of the big guys like Shaw and Mohawk, an Interface and those guys. Yeah, exactly. And Milliken and stuff like that. I mean, we sell Shaw and Mohawk product, but it's not a big part of our business. Mostly what we do is custom, so we are looking for manufacturers we can work with to do that kind of, same product.
Mhm. And you have designers that design all your,
Yes.
not all, but a good part of your.
Yeah, anything on our website is designed by us, with our designers. We have 3 right now on staff. We're bringing on another one in the next month or 2.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I really like your product. It's
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
very appealing.
Thank you.
Anything else? So your product holds up, right? I mean,
Yes. Yeah, I mean, our knotted product is heirloom quality. It should be handed down. I mean, it's our knotted product is definitely an heirloom type quality. It can be passed on from generation to generation.
mhm,
It's maintained properly.
right.
Yeah.
And that maintain, I want to know what that is.
Yeah, I got to think about how, I'm like, oh, I knew when I saw that question, I'm like, yeah, I have a maintenance package, but I don't think that's what you mean. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to I want to kind of understand better, like what
What do
I
you
need to drill down on and try and figure out
what do you tell those people with an heirloom type product?
about how to maintain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go through my maintenance, I mean, none of the products should really be over vacuumed or, and we do try and get them to speak with professionals if there are stains and things like that. But for regular, it's really just vacuuming for regular maintenance, and then spot cleaning as needed. There's not much to it. Yeah.
I mean, but it collects all the dirt from all the shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're like the way I was in New York and make everybody take their shoes off, but still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you have to do at Pete's
I
house.
still do it here in the country. So
No, we're not a shoer offer people. We should, but we
Yeah.
just we're
Right.
gotten in the habit.
But then you got a dog, so
We have a dog and it's like, forget it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just mopped the kitchen floor yesterday. I gotta do it again. It's a waste.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you.
so
I
yeah,
was gonna say that heirloom, that's great for the sustainability story right there, passing down from generation. You keep it on the floor
right.
out of the landfill. So that's perfect right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's got that kind of rich quality to it that you can
Yeah, yeah.
and how it's made too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's made by hand with artisans.
Yeah.
That's how we landed with the people. There's manufacturers all around the world. We landed with really the best artisans, the most responsible people, like the 2 mills we work with in China. I know it's difficult sometimes. Clients don't want to work in China, but I worked for a Chinese company for 13 years, and I've seen a lot of different. And trust me, there's some people where one of the companies we owned made mattresses, and they were stuffing them with socks and rags and stuff. We got rid of that company pretty fast when I was at Taipei. But there are, it's not a joke,
Right.
but there are very reputable companies. Our one mill in the north, it was a manager I used to work with at my old company. He started that factory just to give people work. It was in an agricultural area, and it's mostly run by women. And it's really great facility. We love it. We love that facility. And it's unusual because a lot of the facilities have dorms where people come and they live for, throughout the year. This is actually in the province where people can bike and just, come from, and it's nice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They have a more wholesome approach.
Yeah. And my mill, my other mill that I work with, they do a lot for my old company Taiping. Even though we had our own manufacturing, we would outsource to this one factory, and they're just, they're one of the top factories in the world. So for what they do.
Okay. Well, I would like to see the things we talked about that you
Sure.
can send to us, and then we'll maybe create an outline. I mean, that's I think how we'll approach it. We'll just start putting things together and see if we have any other questions, and we can just email you those.
Okay.
Yeah, and then to
All right.
fill out the story and get
Sure.
more data. Data is important if you have any of that. So that we can, start with science and
Yeah.
take the story.
And I guess I could talk to some of my mills too about, would they be registered with a StarNet? StarNet is one where they do the testing and it's like you're a gold, a platinum, or
I guess you could get involved in that, but StarNet is really about buying, allowing your product to be sold in bulk with
Oh, good. I
manufacturers.
gotcha.
Yeah. And it just, what is the word, Pete, for them? They are
It's like a network of
manufacturers.
installers, manufacturers that
Right.
all kind of
Oh.
use each other,
Yeah.
It's this kind of
Gotcha.
Right. And
Yeah.
it's spread across the country. So there's a network of,
Oh, I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Buy in bulk, and then everybody's got to like buying at better prices and things
And
like that. Yeah.
that's it. It
Yeah.
verges on illegality to me, but
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
They
Yeah.
say no,
Really
it's
not
not.
fixed pricing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you wonder.
right.
But they seem to be hanging in there. I mean, they've been around for a while. But
Okay.
Randy was president for many years, so I mean,
Okay.
that's how we know them.
Gotcha. I'll definitely send you stuff too on GoodWeave too, because it was interesting. Target would not work with this one mill I worked with until they got certified with GoodWeave. So
Oh,
and they're the largest mill manufacturer in India, and they finally came on board.
Oh,
I use
good.
them for when I do hotel projects, so when I
Mm.
have volume.
Because you're working, you're making product for rooms and then also spot, right?
Yeah, yeah. So what? Yeah, we've become very involved in hotels now because they're switching over to wood floors or vinyl flooring,
Right.
right? So they need area rugs instead of wall to wall. That's
Right.
where we've kind of got inserted.
Right.
And we found that's a niche for us, and there's not a lot of people who can do what we do, in the way that we do it. So
You create art on the floor.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
artwork on there.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it is for the commercial business. They're
Yeah.
really moving away from art on the walls. They're doing a lot of textures, and it's really our very decorative, the most decorative, a lot of the abstract rugs that you see on our website.
Right.
It's really what's going into a lot of these corporate interiors. We're mostly doing like the lobbies, the walk-off elevators, which they spend a lot of money on those elevators. They'll spend like 30 to 40 grand on a carpet where you come off the elevator. It's crazy. Boardrooms, breakout areas, things of that nature.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll get you the info on the Cal 1350, and I'll get you some marketing stuff on Goodweave.
Yeah. Yeah. And any reports you've gotten
Okay.
from your involvement with that, with Cal 1350?
Yep. I'll send you those reports.
Your
Yep.
VOC tests,
Yep. Yep.
that'd be great. Okay, we'll take a look
All right.
and then we'll start to create a draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let me know the proposal, how you think this will work, whatever, just so I can
Yeah.
let my partners know. And then, we'll just keep it moving.
Yeah, we'll give you a proposal first, of
All right,
course.
cool.
Okay,
Excellent. All right.
nice
All right.
meeting you, Tony.
Thanks. You too. Take
Nice
care.
meeting you, Tony.
You too. Have a good day. Bye
You
now.
too.
Bye-bye. Hey, Pete.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the video when it comes down, just to have it.
Yeah, because I wrote some notes, but then I'll
Yeah.
just look at the video.
Yeah, same here. Okay.
We can
Listen to-
record now.
Yeah.